Hey guys, welcome back to another Leetcode video. Today we're going to be looking at Leetcode 9, palindrome number. We're told that we're given an integer x and we need to return true if x is a palindrome and false otherwise. So in the examples we're given, 121 reads as 121 from left to right and from right to left, so it's a palindrome. Negative 121 doesn't, so any negative numbers aren't classed as palindromes. And we're given some constraints, and we're told, could we solve this without converting the integer to a string? Well, if we were to convert the integer to a string, all we'd have to do is convert the integer to a string, set 2 pointers at the center, and branch out. It's just similarly how we would do it if we were looking for a palindrome string. But that solution is quite easy, and in an interview, you're probably going to be asked a follow-up question, and this is going to be the follow-up question. How do we do this without converting the integer to a string, so just with numbers? Well, again, the trick to know, instead of having, like, if we had 2 pointers, one at the leftmost position and one at the rightmost position, how would we get the number at the rightmost position? Well, that's easy. We could just do 121 mod 10, and that would give us the rightmost number. But what about the leftmost number? Well, we could do 121 divided by 100, which would give us the number that we want. So that would give us the number in the 100th place. But what if we had 1221? In that case, we need to divide by 1000 to get the number in the 100th place, in the 1000th place. So we basically need a divider dynamically calculated based on the number that we're given, and to get the right-handmost position, we can just use modulo 10. Okay, so let's hop into the code. We're going to be programming this in C#, and again, we want to rule out all negative numbers. So we want to say if a number is negative, so if x is less than 0, well, then we can just return false because we know our number is not palindrome, it's a negative number. Otherwise, we want to now calculate the divider for our current number. So initially, we'll just set this to a long so that we don't get any overflow errors, and we'll set this to 1 initially, and then we're going to say while x is greater than or equal to 10 times by our divider, it means we need to increase our divider by 10. So we're going to say let's multiply our divider by 10. So once this while loop is finished, we're going to have the compatible divider for the number that we've been given. So now we can do our while loop and actually check if the numbers on either side are the same and if we have a palindrome. So our base condition is going to be while x is not equal to 0. So while our number does not equal to 0, let's say int left, so the number at the leftmost position is simply going to be x divided by our divider. But remember, we need to cast this into an integer because we are initializing this variable as a long. So we need to convert this into an integer. So this is our leftmost number. Our rightmost number is going to be simply x mod 10. This is going to give us, so if we had 121, 1 would be left and 1 would be the right. And then we're going to check if left does not equal to right, well then we have not found a palindrome, and we can just return false because they should be equal. Otherwise, we can now remove the 1 from the beginning and the 1 from the end. So the number from the beginning of our number and the 1 at the end. So the number in this example, the number in the 100th place and the number in the ones place. So to remove the number in the 100th place, what we can do is say x mod the divider, and we also want to remove the number at the ones place, so we're going to divide that by 10. But wait a minute, again, we're going to have a long which is returned, and we want to cast this to an integer, so we're going to just cast this into an integer like this. And then our divider, well, our divider is now, we now need to divide it by 100 because we're removing 2 places. So we're going to say our divider is going to be equal to divider divided by 100. And if our while loop finishes without returning false, we know we found a palindrome number, so we can just return true. So let's check our code actually works. And it does. We pass all 11,000 plus test cases. There's a lot of test cases for this problem, and it makes sense because this is one of the first Leetcode questions, and also the fact that there are many edge cases to factor in. So in terms of space complexity, we are only using auxiliary variables, so it's going to be a constant, so it's going to be O of 1 space complexity. Time complexity is going to be big O log n time complexity. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.